Example number 8. Geometric sequences with r is less than 0. Prove that c is not equals to 0 in the limit of c r raised to n when n approaches to infinity is equals to 0 if r is greater than -1 but less than 0, and the limit of c r raised to n when n approaches to infinity diverges if r is less than or equals to -1. Solution: for the limit of c r raised to n when n approaches to infinity is equals to 0 if r is greater than -1 but less than 0, then, as shown in the example 6, that the absolute value of r is greater than 0 but less than 1, and the limit of absolute value of c r raised to n when n approaches to infinity is equals to 0. And by the example number 7, which states that the limit of c r raised to n when n approaches to infinity is equals to 0. And in this, the restriction is that r is greater than -1, because if we set the value of r to -1, then the sequence c r raised to n is equals to -1 raised to n times c will just alternate in sign, like -1 raised to 2 is equals to 1, -1 raised to 3 is equals to -1, -1 raised to 4 is equals to 1, and so on, and does not approach a limit. Also, the sequence diverges if r is less than -1, which are the -2, -3, -4, and so on, will just alternate in sign because of the negative, and the absolute value of c r raised to n will grow arbitrarily large. For example, we set -2 to the value of r, so a sub 1 is equals to the absolute value of c r raised to n when we substitute the value of r and n is equals to the absolute value of -2 raised to 1 times c is equals to -2 raised to 1 is 2 times c, and the absolute value of 2c is equals to 2c. A sub 2 is equals to the absolute value of c r raised to n. Substitute the value of r and n, so is equals to the absolute value of -2 squared times c, and -2 squared is equals to 4, so is equals to the absolute value of 4c equals 4c. A sub 3 is equals to the absolute value of c r raised to n when we substitute the values of r and n, so is equals to the absolute value of -2 raised to 3 times c, and -2 raised to 3 is equals to -8, so is equals to the absolute value of -8c, and the absolute value of -8c is equals to 8c. So the geometric sequence is 2c, 4c, 8c, 16c, and so on and so forth.